Skin the Hardaway Southern T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. YouTube. If it's your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. I want to have a little boxing conversation with y'all real quick. I'm not gonna be here too long. Just want to drop on your little news, that you could use a little bit, a little news you could use, a little conversation piece, just something that I want to get off, real quick. Uh, Turkey out of sheet, right? Making a big splash in boxing. Whether you like it, whether you dislike it. Tank just partnered up with him. He got Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Canelo Alvarez, Bud Crawford. A lot of guys are married to guys. Jerry Anderson went over there, right? They're still with their people. But, Turkey out of sheet has got his hand, all up in boxing right now, right? Where there's something interesting that has been going on, with Turkey out of sheet, Jerome Boots Ennis being one of his guys, Teofimo Lopez being one of his guys, Devin Haney being one of his guys, right? Teofimo Lopez has been staying for some weeks now, which I thought was blasphemy, right? Which I thought was, which I think is a joke, right? I didn't really give it much credence because Teofimo Lopez, he just be talking. And some people are trying to paint this. What's good, JD? Some people are trying to paint this as if, it's a duck by Jerome Boost Ennis and whatnot. But Teofimo Lopez, who I think, full of shit, right? Teofimo Lopez lately has been calling out Boots, saying that he wants to fight Jerome Boost Ennis. Now, me personally, there's no way in hell that that Teofimo Lopez is going to beat Jerome Boost Ennis. I know this. Everybody knows this, right? Even Teo knows this. I believe Teo has been calling out Jerome Boost Ennis as of actually. I think a lot of these guys are just calling Jerome Boost Ennis name because they know he finna leave, right? 147. They know he can't stay at 147. So pretty much anybody who and I shout out to Bill Haney, right? Because he had Jerome Boost Ennis name on his list, but he had Jerome Boost Ennis name like fifth. He was like Boots Canada, right? Because I think even he know that Jerome Boost Ennis is about to leave 147, which he has been staying. But I feel like any of these guys, right, at 147 right now, who, is calling out Jerome outside of a unification, I feel like the fight for Jerome Boost Ennis is Brian Norman, right? But Brian Norman is about to have him a fight over in Japan. Deep down, I do want to see Jerome Boost Ennis fight Brian Norman, right? I feel like that's a real fight, right? But really don't know if I'm gonna get that. I wish it could have went down when it went down, the first time that they was talking. But that's a real fight, right? What Teofimo Lopez doing is I think that he's pandering to the little fans that he's got. He's trying to cause a scene, just like him constantly, saying the word nigga, right? He's just trying to cause a scene, cause a uproar, cause a flux. So he calls out Jerome Boost Ennis. So he calls out Jerome Boost Ennis. Right? Oh, I want to fight Jerome Boost. No, you don't, man. No, you don't. No, you don't, bro. You don't. You don't. You wanna cause a scene. You wanna get people to what you want to be able to say is because Jerome Boost Ennis is not going to fight you because you're not worthy enough to fight Jerome Boost Ennis. Well, he unified division at a lower way. Jerome Boost Ennis will kill him. You know what I mean? Everybody knows this. We don't have to. Everybody knows. We don't have to see. We don't want to see that. What we do want, though, right? What we do want, though, right? And shout out to Boots for standing up business. Boots came out, and some people are trying to paint this as a duck, right? But Boots came out not too long ago and said he's not fighting Teofimo Lopez. He came out not too long ago and said he's not fighting Teofimo Lopez because, and I'm with Boots. He got bigger fish to fry. Got his eyes set on bigger and better things. He came out saying he's not fighting Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez, people are going to say, oh, it's a duck. Boots is scared. No, he's not, man. Nobody in that right mind, nobody who really knows boxing is going to tell you that a Teofimo Lopez beats a Jerome Boost Ennis. It's just not going to happen, right? But that's what Teo, wants it to look like. And I'm glad that the boxing world, nobody is falling for it because we all understand that Jerome Boost Ennis will put you in the dirt, little boy, right? But I do want somebody, to teach Teo a lesson. You know what I mean? Somebody that he has history with already. Somebody who has called him out that is actually in his weight division. Jerome Boots Ennis technically is in his weight division, right? But Jerome Boots Ennis is probably about to leave that weight division. He wants unification, or he's probably going to go up to 154, right? I would love for Brian Norman and Boots to fight one another. I'm just keep throwing that out there. But Devin Haney, Devin Haney said, well, shit, if Boots, says, he got bigger fish to fry, then I'll fight Teofimo Lopez. I find it funny that Teofimo Lopez has nothing to say to Devin Haney or about what Devin Haney said or nothing like that. This whole Jerome Boots Ennis thing to begin with was just a way for Teo to come in here and duck Devin Haney from the start. Devin Haney and Teo is an actual fight that could happen. What Teo is doing right now is he's trying to say, well, I want to fight somebody better than Devin, so I can't be ducking Devin. Man, that shit is not gonna work. That shit is not gonna fly over here. We smarter than that. I'm smarter than that for sure. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna fly over here. You're never gonna be able to put it over. I don't want to fight Devin because I want to fight Boots. Boots is a harder fight. You know what I mean? Now you pretending that you want to fight Boots, so you won't have to take this real ass whooping from Devin Haney that Devin Haney is about to put on you when y'all step in that ring. Because if it make money, it makes sense. Turkey Al-Sheikh, Jerome Boots Ennis said he's not fighting Teo. If I'm Turkey Al-Sheikh, if I'm Devin Haney, that's the fight that I want to make next. Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. They already have a history far longer than the history of Jerome Boots Ennis, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Teo's dad, and Bill Haney. Their history dates back years on years. Their history dates back to the amateurs, right? The history between those guys. So that's a fight, it's some history to it. That's a fight that's been building. It's a fight between two former champions. They both got wins over Lomachenko, right? You know what I mean? They're both in the same weight class, right? It makes a whole lot of sense, makes far much more sense than, Teofimo Lopez pretending that he wants to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. And I'm glad that Jerome Boots Ennis is not entertaining the bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. But I will tell you, one guy who is entertaining it, and the fight that I want to see happen, is Teo versus Devin Haney, man. Teo been walking around this joint talking real foul, moving real foul, talking real wild. You know what I mean? And I want one of these boxers to make him pay. Bud walked up on him, then he hold up in live action. Then as soon as Bud left, right, he got right back to doing, the whole shit. Well, cool. That's all fine and that's all fine and dandy. But now you actually got to fight. If you're Teofimo Lopez, what actually makes the most sense for you? If you can't see that Teofimo Lopez is running all these charades and these boots, these boots narrative to deflect the attention, off of him having to fight Devin Haney, that man is petrified, terrified of Devin Haney. Devin Haney's style. Now, all the fans are gonna say what they want to say, but I guarantee you, if Teofimo Lopez thought that he could walk through Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez would. You see how he finally mustered up some confidence to jump in the ring with Arnold Barbosa? It's because he felt like he could beat Barbosa. He don't think that he could beat Devin Haney, which is why he's trying to run this, oh, well, I want to fight Jerome Boots Ennis campaign. That's not going to happen, my brother. The jig is up. We all see it. What's good, JD? The jig is up. You know what I mean? It's time to fight Devin. Devin is sitting right there in front of you. Jerome Boots Ennis said that he's not going to fight you. You ain't been calling out nobody else. We damn sure don't want to see you fight no more scrubs. Right? You know what I mean? And shout out to Teo, because he actually does a good job of fighting people with a post. Right? But this Devin Haney fight, man, you've been ducking for 2 divisions at this point, right? You've been ducking this since 135. You ducked this at 140, and now y'all at 147, and it looked like you still trying to duck this smoke by pretending that you want a Jerome Boots Ennis fight, which ain't gonna happen. It's never going to happen. Jerome Boots Ennis is going to dust the floor. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Jerome Boots Ennis go dust the floor with all these dudes. I personally want Jerome Boots Ennis to go up to 154, right? So we can let the younger generation, the new school, right, the new school, the Devin Haneys, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Ryan Garcias, and all those the Ryan Garcias, the Javante Tank Davis, maybe he probably ain't gonna move up. Right, but the the Shakur Stevensons, the Abdullah Masons, eventually I want to see these young guys have their hand at that 147 title right now, right? Teo, you got Brad Norman, you got Connor Bean saying that I bet you got Teo, you got Brad Norman, you got Connor Bean saying that he's coming down. I'm ready. I am ready for that new blood down there at 147. I think with Boots down there, I think with Boots down there, my bad. I think with Boots down there in that division, it's Boots division, man. I said it before. The best bet for everybody, man, is just the weight Boots out. Right? You know what I mean? It's just the weight Boots out. Because that's Boots division right now. I think Boots beats everybody from 147 all the way up until, you know what I mean, at least 168. Right, if I'm being honest, but that's Boost division. I don't really see too many people being Jerome Boost in that division. Don't think Devin Haney is just ready yet to beat a Jerome Boost Ennis. I know damn well Teo is not ready to beat Jerome Boost Ennis. Connor Bean will be an extremely exciting fight for Jerome Boost Ennis. I think physically, right, he may be ready. He just fought Chris Eubank, so he knows what it's like to get in there, with bigger guys and punchers, right? But I think that division is more fun. If Jerome Boost Ennis is not going to fight, if Jerome Boost Ennis and Brian Norman aren't going to fight, because I feel like those are the two best guys at 147. Barrios, I feel like, is making a mockery of the division. If Norman and Jerome Boost Ennis is not going to fight, then I would rather see Jerome Boost Ennis just move up and let those guys, down there have at it. Because I think it's more even once you take out a Boots. I don't take out a Boots. I don't think any of those guys beat Boots. And I think the division is more competitive in it without Boots. So if Boots is going to leave and go up to 154, where I think it will be more competitive for Boots with the bigger guys. You know what I mean? Fighting those guys. I think it'll be more competitive for them if Boots, for him and them, if Boots was to go up at 154. That would set the 154 division on fire with Jermell Charlo coming back. Could you imagine a Jermell Charlo versus Jerome Boots in this fight at 154? But anyway, I digress. But I want to thank Boots, for not entertaining this Teofimo Lopez nonsense and making Teo have to stand on business and fight Devin Haney. Because when you look around, the only fight for Teo that's really left is Devin Haney. He's knocking on the door. He's standing right there. He's coming out for win. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, yeah, it could happen, but I really think the boat has missed on it. I think at this point, Teofimo Lopez is a much bigger fish. I think Teofimo Lopez would be a great look on the resume for Devin Haney. I think that's something that the fans could get into, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. So what I want to do is I want to be the first person to thank Jerome Boots Ennis for not entertaining Teo and making him have to go fight Devin Haney. It's time to pay the piper, Teofimo Lopez. It's time to pay the motherfucking piper. Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney is the fight to make right now. They just fought on the same card, co-feature and co-main event. Right? Let's put them guys in the ring and let's finally settle this dispute. And I'm ready to see Devin put hands on Teo. And I would rather it be somebody like Devin that fight Teo, right? Because it'd be too easy if Jerome Boots Ennis going there and knock him clean out. But with Devin, he gonna feel that pain. Devin gonna make him feel that pain. Devin gonna make him have to answer. Devin isn't gonna knock you out with one shot. Sometimes it's best to just get knocked out with one shot. But I know with a guy like Devin, he gonna put them paws on you, right? It's gonna be blood in the ring. It's gonna be some cracked ribs in the ring. It's gonna be some cracked ribs in that ring with Devin. It's gonna be long, it's gonna be slow, and it's gonna be punishing for Teo. And that's exactly what I want. And I think, and people be talking this shit, this and that about Devin, but people don't want to fight Devin, right? Because for one, Devin can't necessarily knock you out with that one punch, but he has more than enough power to actually hurt you. He has more than enough power to actually hospitalize you, right? So it's going to be death by 1,000 cuts when you're fighting Devin Haney. And Devin Haney is the kind of fighter that I actually want in the ring with Teofimo Lopez to make him to drag it out. I want it long. I want you to feel everything. I want to see you bloody. I want to see your nose busted. I want to see your eyes split. I want to see your mouth bleed. And I know Devin hates you enough to where he's the perfect guy for the job. He's the perfect guy, to do it. I don't want to see Boots knock you out in one punch. That's the easy route. That's what you want. So you can say, well, I don't know. I got knocked out by Boots. I lost the Boots. Ain't no shame in it. Yeah, I want you to lose to Devin so you can be humiliated by the dude, quote unquote, that has no power. So you can be humiliated by the dude, quote unquote, who lost to Ryan Garcia. Right? I want humiliation. I want blood. Jeremy 2684. Jeremy 2684. Can you do your boy solid, man? I don't know if this is your first time, but could you not make it your last time, man? Could you hit that subscription button as well? We talk this good boxing, sports, parlays, predictions, man, every single day, not just today. I'm here just having a little boxing conversation real quick, talking about this Jerome Boots and this Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney situation that's going on. Boots has came out and said that he's not fighting Teofimo Lopez, has no interest in fighting Teofimo Lopez, and that he is eyeing the 154-pound division, right? So that eliminates all that BS. That eliminates all that propaganda. That's the good word. That's a good word for it. That eliminates all that propaganda that Teofimo Lopez been trying to push about him wanting to fight. Jerome, I got you. Hit the sub button. I see you grinding on here. Yeah, appreciate you, man. I ain't gonna be here too much longer. I just want to have a little a little conversation. Yeah, I'm at 5,000. I'm at 5,086 subs, bro. If you could do your boy solid, hit that subscription button, man. Greatly appreciate you. But yeah, so I think that finally gets rid of all that propaganda that Teofimo Lopez has been trying to push. So now we know damn well you can't fight Jerome Boots Ennis. You didn't stand a chance, no way. We know goddamn well you can't fight Jerome Boots Ennis. You didn't stand a chance, no way. Devin Haney called you out. So now again, I wonder are the people about to just let Teofimo Lopez duck Devin Haney in plain sight? I bet you don't get anybody making videos about how Teofimo Lopez is ducking Devin Haney. Either that boy the life out of me. We need a different one. Next fight, Teo would be a better fight than Lambor. Well, okay, so I got a question, JD. So was Devin fight before his last fight boring? Right? With Ryan Garcia? Was Devin fight with Lomachenko boring? Was Devin fight with Regis Prograis boring? Was Devin fight with Jojo Diaz boring? You know what I mean? See, they're boring. Boring is what they say. Floyd Mayweather fights was boring. How about that? Floyd Mayweather fights was boring. You know what I mean? So I feel like boring is just what people say to deflect off Devin, right? Not you necessarily, but I feel like boring, like people, if Jose Ramirez could have cut the ring off better, Devin would have threw more punches. You know what I mean? He was on the front foot with Ryan Garcia, and nobody really gave him credit for being exciting, But it's time to make. I don't want to get too far off subject, with that. Floyd Mayweather was boring though when he the greatest boxer alive, But we at a point right now, man, where we gotta put that pressure on Teo, man. We can't let Teo off the hook again for ducking Devin Haney. We already did it once, right? We already did it once and pretended it didn't care and pretended, it didn't happen, right? Devin don't got to fight. Teo don't got to fight. Teo calling out Boots. Boots got bigger fish to fry. Devin wants this smoke. Devin is knocking on his door. You know what I mean? Let's put that pressure on Teo and let's make it happen. What Devin did versus Jose Ramirez was secure the bag. Devin beat Jose Ramirez. He took no chance. He beat him easy. He took no chances to be able to get to his Ryan Garcia fight. Ryan Garcia is the one who let you down that weekend, not Devin Haney. Devin Haney, the big fight for Devin Haney was Ryan Garcia. So you do whatever you need to do to beat Jose Ramirez. Don't take no chances. Don't engage. Don't take no damage. Don't take none of that shit. Save all of that for Ryan Garcia, and which is what he did. Ryan Garcia is the one who let us down. Ryan Garcia is the one who came up short. Ryan Garcia is the one who blew it. I don't feel that way, JD. I feel like people say that card was trash because Devin Haney is on it, right? I feel like if Devin Haney would have went out there and he would have got beat up, people would have loved that card, right? Just like people love that Ryan fight. I think people say that card was trash because Devin didn't get beat up. That's the sole reason. That's really, if Devin would have got beat the fuck up, I think everybody would have said that card was trash. I mean, wouldn't have said that card was trash. It was a knockdown and the upset. It was the biggest upset. See, I'm a gambler, right? I'm a gambler. The biggest upset of the year happened on that card. The biggest upset in this generation of boxing happened on that card. Ryan Garcia was a heavy favorite. Ryan Garcia was the heaviest favorite ever to lose in boxing. Before that, it was Devin losing to Ryan, but it got taken back, ironically, right? But Ryan Garcia losing mathematically. Ryan Garcia losing was the biggest upset in boxing. And people would tell you that card was trash. We saw a knockdown in that last fight. We saw Teo blooded up. You know what I mean? We saw Devin be Devin. Right. And people would tell you, Jeremy, that card was trash. The people tell you that card trash because Devin didn't get beat up. You know what I mean? If Devin had got beat up, people would have been satisfied. Jeremy. People not satisfied because Devin didn't get beat up. That's why they can't say, my Devin didn't get hit. They can't say, man, Devin boxed beautifully, right? They can't say Devin actually won his fight and Ryan Garcia lost it. Instead, they just said the whole card was boring. You see how nobody talking about Ryan Garcia being a fraud? You heard anybody call Ryan Garcia a fraud or something like that? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. As soon as Devin lost, what? They killed him, called him a fraud. That card was boring because Devin Haney didn't give y'all nothing to talk shit about. That's why y'all say it's boring because y'all can't talk shit about Devin Haney. You know, that's why the card is boring. That's really what anything attached to Devin Haney, people go kill it. And I already figured that out. And that's why, and I wasn't even the biggest Devin Haney fan in the world, but he's really grown on me because he gets so much unheralded hate. What other guy? Look at people like look at boxing and look at everybody's resumes. You just talking resume, rankings, champions, and whatnot, man. Devin Haney got one of the best fucking resumes, if not the best fucking resume in boxing right now. Right now. You know what I mean? Right fucking now. But people will tell you, oh, he's boring. He don't mind. He beat the boogeyman at 140 before he was the boogeyman at 1. He beat up Regis Prograis so bad, people don't even remember Regis Prograis. Devin beat Regis Prograis so bad, people forgot that Regis Prograis was the boogeyman. It's because it was Devin. It's because it was Devin. People forgot he was the boogeyman. Devin beat him so bad, bro. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, man, people go kill it because it's Devin. But don't be. All I'm saying is right now, bro, don't let Teo off the hook. I know people hate Devin. Put your hate aside for Devin. You hate Devin so much, tell Teo to beat him up. That's the fight to make right now. Teo versus Devin Haney. Y'all quit calling that Boots. That Boots shit not happening. Boots go kill all you niggas. Y'all fight one another. Boots about to move up to 54, right? Which I think will be the best thing for Boots. The door is open for Teo and Devin Haney at 147. You know they're gonna make that a title fight. Boots moves up. Boom. You got a vacant title. Right. Barrios about to fight for the WBC. The winner of that can fight Barrios next. You know what I mean? But you know, the winner of that can fight Barrios next. All right. But I ain't gonna hold y'all in this thing too much longer, man. I just wanted to come holler at y'all real quick, man. It's time to pay the piper, Teo. And the piper is Devin Haney. It's getting hard away, Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but it's the present. That's how we rock it. And I'm out.